Hey there, Morbid Maniacs. It's time for another spooky video. And for tonight's spooky video, I'm going to be talking about another Japanese urban legend known as the Red Room. Now, before I get into this urban legend, I just wanted to apologize if you guys hear anything. My grandmother and my dad are talking in the living room, so yeah. So the Red Room is a pop-up ad which will appear on your web browser while you're either A, searching for information on the Red Room, or while you're browsing the deep web. Now, these two Red Rooms, this legend and the other Red Room that you find on the deep web, are two completely different things, but nevertheless they're both terrifying. It is a red pop-up which will show a red door with the Japanese letters which translate to "Do you like?" in a recorded voice. This voice is said to be a child's voice. Even if you close out of this pop-up, it will continue to reappear repeatedly and repeatedly until it finally spells out the question, "Do you like the Red Room?" Then a website is said to appear with an all-black screen, no URL, and no buttons to exit. Then there is said to be a list of people's names that will appear. You are supposed to read through these names very carefully. You may even know some of the people on the list, and your name may be at the very bottom. It is said that once you find your name on the bottom of this list, you will feel a presence behind you. It is said that whoever views this pop-up will either A, be killed by a demon, or drove mentally insane. They will be drove to commit suicide, and their walls will be painted with their own blood. Now, a Red Room also refers to a website on the deep web which shows acts of horrendous and horrific torture and abuse on live camera, and I don't suggest that you go and look this up because it's horrible from what I found out. Like I said before, it is not connected to the urban legend, but nevertheless, it's still equally as terrifying. Now, this story was also inspired by a young Japanese schoolgirl known as Girl A, who brutally murdered her best friend and classmate in Sasebo, Japan. She slit her best friend's throat using a utility knife. When the police had went through her computer to find more evidence, they found that the most researched thing on her computer was the Red Room. The killing was also known as the Sasebo slasher. There was also a young boy who was supposedly cursed after encountering the pop-up. This boy was very addicted to the internet, kind of like myself. And one day while he was at school, one of his friends told him about the Red Room, which he had never heard of before. So when he got home, he decided to do some research on the Red Room to see what it really was. All of a sudden, a small window popped up on his web browser. Written in black was the message, "Do you like?" The boy quickly closed out of the window, but it popped up again. He tried over and over again to close this window, but it just kept reappearing. Eventually, the boy noticed that the message on the pop-up changed. It now said, "Do you like the Red Room?" And in the background, you could hear a child's voice saying,
"Do you like the Red Room?"
At that moment, the screen went all black and a list of names appeared. The boy scrolled through the list and found his friend that had told him about the Red Room at the very bottom. Suddenly, he felt an eerie presence behind him and lost consciousness. The next day, neither of the boys showed up for school, and there was a terrible rumor going around that something bad had happened to them. The next day, the news got around. The two boys had committed suicide, painting their rooms red with their own blood. It is said that there is no actual way to escape the curse of the pop-up, and most people who have encountered the pop-up haven't lived very long to tell the tale. So there was my Japanese urban legend. What do you guys think? Have you ever heard of the Red Room before? And would you ever do research on the Red Room? I did whenever I was actually researching for this video, and fortunately nothing popped up for me, but I did have a really creepy nightmare afterwards, which I will be talking about in a Dreamtime video, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, definitely let me know what you guys think of this story, and please give me a big old thumbs up if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, and become a morbid maniac, and I will see you guys in my next video. It is Siri, bring up Messenger.
You'll need to unlock your iPod first.
About another Japanese urban legend